Hey guys, and happy Friday. So today I'm participating in Heidi Sonboul's Easter DIY challenge, and I'll give you some more information about that a little bit later, but let's get on with the crafts. The first thing that I'm going to be using is a piece of foam board from the Dollar Tree. It's just a scrap piece I had. Then I'm using these furring strips that I got from, I believe it was Home Depot. They're about 4 feet long and they only cost 39 cents. So it's definitely a good buy because I was able to use it for two of my projects today and I still had a little bit left over. So I pre-cut the pieces up just so that I wouldn't be, wasting time showing you how to use a saw. And I just used the little saw from the Dollar Tree. I do have a miter box. Yeah, I do have a miter box, and I do have a miter saw, but it was just easier because it is the middle of the night while I'm doing this craft, and I didn't want to pull out the tools, and make a bunch of noise and wake everybody up. So I just used my little saw from the Dollar Tree, and it worked perfectly. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make a little box with these pieces. Like I said, I pre-cut them and I'm just going to use hot glue. I'm using the Gorilla glue sticks and they work perfectly. I don't need to use any wood glue with this because like I said, this glue works perfectly. I'm not sponsored by them or anything. I've always used Gorilla glue sticks and I like them. They work great. So I'm just going to make a little box, like I said, out of these pieces. And I love the wood grain on these furring strips much better than the wood grain that's on, what are those things called? The painting stir sticks. Now those work great, but I just think this is a better buy. So that's my personal opinion and my little tip for you today. So I'm just measuring out this piece of foam board to fit inside of the box, and I just took my X-Acto knife and a ruler and just cut the edges off to fit, and it was the perfect like width for it, or I guess, yeah, the width for it. I just had to cut the edges just so that I could fit inside. And once I'm done doing that, I'm just going to put this on the inside of the box. And like I said, it fits perfectly. So if you are coming over here from the playlist, thank you so much for stopping by. Appreciate it. I hope that you enjoy these DIYs and that they give you a little bit of spring, Easter inspiration. And if you're one of my returning subscribers, you know I appreciate you. Thank you so, so much. And I will be putting all the information, and I'm sorry, this is actually hosted by Heidi Sonboul. Thank you so much, Heidi, for hosting this. And guys, if you are coming over here from the playlist, um, like I said, I thank you so much. And I'm going to include Heidi's channel in the description box of this video along with the playlist. So be sure to head on over there, check everybody's videos out. I'm sure you're going to get plenty of inspiration for your spring and Easter decor. And I mean, these creators are amazing. There's always such great playlists and so much inspiration on these playlists. So definitely go check them out. So what I'm doing right now is I'm just cleaning the oh, I guess I should have told you what I was using, huh? I'm using these eggs from the Dollar Tree. This is a pack of 6. They're a little bit they're bigger than like the regular eggs that you get for Easter. So that's why I picked these. But you can use any size obviously that you want. But I use these, like I said, because they are bigger. And if I say anymore, my goodness. Uh, so on my Cricut, like I said, I've been trying to use my Cricut more often. I cut out the words, or I cut the words Easter and spring. And I used a font that I actually purchased on Etsy like a year, maybe 2 years ago, and I've had it and I love it. It's a Ray Dunn font and it's the closest Ray Dunn font that I've found. If it's still available, I'll include the link to that shop in my description box. If not, I know that DeFont, I believe it's what it's called, has one that's very, very similar. So you can check that out too. I've not used it because I purchased this one and I think it was only like, when I got it, it was only like $1.99 or $2.99 or something like that. And it was a download. So I've been using it ever since. And like I said, this is the closest font that I have found. I compared it. I've actually made pieces with this font and it works great. So all I did was cut out the letters, and like I said, I'm using the same, as you can see, I'm using the same transfer tape just about for the whole thing. I think I switched in between because it got a little bit too unsticky. Is that a word? Yeah, so nonetheless, I did use that same piece for just about the whole project. And there was some weird, like, I don't know, film on these eggs. That's why I tried to wipe them off initially, but I guess I didn't get everything off of them because they were kind of feeling weird. So just make sure you clean them up. As you see, I'm like wiping my fingers there. But yeah, so what I did was I put Easter on one side and then I put spring on the other side. So that way you can use it the whole season, not just for Easter. Now, keep in mind it was probably 1 o'clock in the morning when I was doing this craft, because that's usually the time that I have to craft, and my brain was not functioning. So you're going to see here in a minute how difficult it was for me to process how to get spring on the other side so that it made sense. So here's where the thinking process started. I'm like, wait a minute, how do I do it so that the letters make sense and I can flip it? I'm not kidding. I sped this up so you don't see the whole thing, and I actually cut some of it out. So it took me forever. I mean, I sat there looking at it like, okay, wait, if I put the S on this side and then I flip it and then I put it, yeah, it took me forever. But nonetheless, I figured it out. So you just flip the word and put the letters on the opposite side, starting from the opposite end, if that makes any sense. So I put, like I said, I'm using the same transfer sheet, I think, or tape. I think I finally just switched it out a couple letters ago. Um, but yeah, so I'm putting spring on the other side, and like I said, then it'll be a reversible sign. And once you are done doing that, you can pretty much do whatever, however you want to do it. If you don't have a box, you don't feel like making a box, you can just take a piece of like painter's stick or stir stick, cut it down to size, and then just glue these onto the stir stick. You don't have to make a box, you don't have to make a little crate. You can just glue them onto the stir stick, and it'll be cute. That way you can paint it whatever color you want. You can stain it, um, and it'll look just as good. It'll be just as cute. But I just wanted a little crate or a little box to put them in, just to kind of make it look like a little flower box or something like that. But again, you can do whatever you want, or if you even have, or like the little picture frames from Dollar Tree, like the little shadow boxes from there. If you can find one of the longer ones, that would work. Just different options. But again, you can use the stir sticks. You can use the jumbo popsicle sticks. Make a little box with those. Just there's so many different things that you can do to make something like this work. And again, you can paint them. You can paint the eggs if you want to, if you want them to be all one color, or if you want to just use whatever colors come, in the bag. You can do whatever you want. And if you don't have a Cricut, you can use the stickers from Dollar Tree, or you can just, if you have good penmanship, you can write them on there. I do not have very good penmanship, so I don't generally write too often. So now I'm just going to arrange the letters in the proper order. So I'm going to start with the Easter part of it, and then hopefully when I flip it around, it says spring. And I'm just going to, kind of see if they fit. I did this kind of eyeballing it to see if they fit in there. So I'm glad that they did fit at the end of the project here, because that would have been disappointing if I had to redo it. Then all I'm going to do is hot glue these eggs into the little box in the order, that they spell the right words. And you can even, if you want to scatter it, like put a little tumbling tower block or a cube or something underneath the egg just to give it some different height. You can do something like that. That would be really cute. But I liked, them all being on one level there. So then all I'm doing, I don't know what I was trying to say, but now I'm just gonna add some of this reindeer moss from the Dollar Tree that I've had. I use it, and if I'm done with it, I stick it in a Ziploc bag and it stays fresh because I do not like when it dries out. It feels funny and it's just weird. So I like to keep it as fresh as possible. And that's all I did for this one, guys. You just add you can use this, or you can use the grass that you put in Easter baskets. Whatever you have on hand, you can use. And this is what it looks like once it's done. So then for my next project, I'm going to be using this little picket fence piece that I got at one of my local thrift stores for $1. If you don't have anything like that, Dollar Tree does or has had these little picket fences, or you can just make one out of popsicle sticks. That would work fine too. And I'm going to be using another piece of that furring strip. Like I said, I've used the same piece of furring strip for all the projects that I'm, in this video. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my homemade chalk paint, and I'm just going to give this, I would say it's a dry brush, but it's really not. I gave it a pretty thick slash light coat, if that makes any sense. It's kind of a whitewashed look, and I just wanted it to look kind of like it's been outside or whatever, and but I just kind of put it on there however it came out. And this brush I actually got from a local thrift store as well, and I got two of them and they were like 25 cents or 50 cents, and I absolutely love them. And these brushes are expensive, but I love it. So if you find brushes like this, they work great for chalk paint. Then I'm impatient, so I just went ahead, took my heat gun, dried up the paint, and next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take that piece of the furring strip and I'm going to hot glue it to the bottom of the picket fence as a base, because I want to use it, to display stuff on. And like I said, I just used the hot glue. I didn't use any wood glue or anything else because this glue works perfectly. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a couple of tumbling tower blocks and put them on the back because it wasn't standing up even or whatever. So I'm just going to take two of them. I'm going to glue them to the back of the little picket fence here. And of course I was running out of glue. And I'm just going to put two of them back there. If yours doesn't need it, then obviously that's fine. But mine was not standing up, so I had to do something. So I just took two of them, glued them onto the back, and that worked out perfectly. The next thing I'm going to do is I found these galvanized letters last year at the Dollar Tree. I haven't seen them this year yet. That doesn't mean that they haven't had them. I just haven't seen them at my stores. But they did, they usually come out every season with like the different letters that coincide with the holiday or the season. These were the Easter ones from last year, and there was Easter, blessings, and happy. So I just took the Easter blessings and I just hot glued those on there wherever, however you want to put them. And if you don't have these, you can use stickers or the wood letters or anything like that, or whatever fits on your little picket fence that you made. Or of course, if you want to, you can write on each little picket whatever letters you want to put on there, or you don't have to do anything. You know, you do whatever you want to do. Or you can make that'd be cute if you made like a little sign, like a little picture frame, and put it back there and put Happy Easter or something like that. That'd be cute too. But I just went ahead, I glued these on there. It was a little uneven. I didn't want the blessings at such an angle there, but it was too late. And once this glue sets, that's it. So I tried taking it off and it wasn't budging, so I just left it alone. It wasn't a big deal. Then I got these little bunny picks. They came in different colors. Of course, I chose the purple because that's my favorite color. But I think they had like blue, pink, and purple, if I'm not mistaken. So I was going to just put two of them, like one on each side, Then I decided that I wanted the extra one, so I got another one, and I was just trying to decide whether I wanted to put the moss on there, and I just decided that I wanted to keep this one pretty simple and just put the little bunnies on there. And I used three of them, arranged them the way that I wanted to. And again, you can, do whatever you want. You can leave it as is. You don't have to put the bunnies on there. You can put little crosses on there. That would be really cute to make like a little Calvary um, set there. But you, like I said, you can do whatever you want. Some little flowers, um, baskets, eggs, whatever you want to put on there, that would be really cute. And then guys, that is it for this one, and this is how it looks all finished. Then for my last project, this is a really simple one, but I thought it was really cute. Dollar Tree came out with these cutting boards. Well, they're not really cutting boards, they're cutouts of a cutting board. And this one was that little sign was taken off, it kind of fell off, and I pulled it all the way off. And then I got this little tray from Michael's on clearance, and I think it was like 10 cents or something like that. And I just went ahead, took some of that same white chalk paint and just gave it a quick little coat, just to kind of lighten it up because it was kind of yellow in contrast to the little cutting board. And I didn't really do too much else to this. Like I said, I just kind of painted it, and then I glue the tray onto the cutting board to the bottom of it so that it's flush when it can stand up. And once I do that, I put the little sign back onto the cutting board and just put some little eggs into the tray, and that was it. That's how simple this one was. I didn't do, like I said, I didn't do too much to it. And you can add whatever you want to it. You can take that sign off of it and put something else back there. You can paint the cutting boards. You can use some scrapbook paper, anything you want to do. I liked the wood, the shiplap wood look that it had already, but when the sign kind of pulled off, it pulled the wood grain off, so I had to figure out something else. And I thought this worked out just for a cute little simple display. I thought it worked out great. And then they do have one that has carrots, and I'm going to show you kind of just what it would look like. I didn't do the carrot one, but you could, make one with the carrots. And you could just buy the little carrots from Dollar Tree, stick them in there, and that is it. And this is what they all look like. Until next time, be blessed and be the reason someone smiles. Bye, guys.